Big story today is Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman's announcement at a press conference that corporate tax rates have been slashed to 22% from the 30%, and this includes all cesses and surcharges as well. It's something that is being seen as a major concession to domestic companies in order to boost investment at a time when the economy is in serious trouble, is in the midst of a slowdown. We know that GDP has slumped to 5%, which is the slowest growth in some 6 years, and at this time there were drastic measures that were being called for. The Finance Minister in her press conference this morning saying that tax concessions will bring investments in Make in India, it will boost employment and economic activity, leading to more revenue. We're still trying to look at the fine print of this, whether there is a catch somewhere here or there, but at the moment this is an announcement that has really boosted sentiment on the markets, because immediately we saw the Sensex zooming up by around 1,500 points as soon as this announcement came, within a few minutes of that. So clearly the markets are very happy about it. You've got reactions that have come in from corporate India as well. Various people like Pawan Goenka who have tweeted that it looks like Diwali has come early. Kiran Majumdar-Shaw, who has been a vocal critic of the way the government has handled the economy and the budget in particular, she has welcomed it as well, saying that this will spur growth. It's a great move which will firmly revive growth and investment. Hats off to the Finance Minister for this bold and much needed move. And another reaction coming in from Uday Kotak, who's saying that reducing corporate tax is a big bang reform. It allows Indian companies to compete with lower tax jurisdictions like the United States. It signals that our government is committed to economic growth and supports legitimate tax abiding companies. So this is obviously something that companies have wanted for a very long time. In fact, if we actually do look at the finer print, the corporate tax rate actually gets cut from 30% to 25.2%. That would be the correct interpretation of that. As I said, the Sensex immediately surging actually over 1,900 points now. The Nifty also climbing, crossing the 11,000 mark as soon as that happened. So here are some of the finer points of an announcement. Domestic firms that have been incorporated recently, that is after the 1st of October 2019, that want to make fresh investments in manufacturing, they'll have an option to pay income tax of 15%. So that's one, and that means that the new effective tax rate for everyone will be 25.2, down from 30%, including all surcharges. It also is applicable on those companies that are not availing any incentives. The new tax structure comes into effect retrospectively from the 1st of April this year. So they're bringing in an ordinance to make changes to the Income Tax Act in order to do this. What it means is that the centre actually bears a burden of 1.5 lakh crores in this fiscal in order to support this announcement. So that is very significant, given that the government has really been sort of flailing about how it's going to be spending money, where it's going to get spending money from, but they have done this to as I said, boost investment hopefully, and certainly sentiment in the market. She said any advance tax to be paid would also have to be adjusted. Now politically this is also significant, because we have seen that ever since the budget was announced and was presented by Ms. Sitharaman, there were a number of things that had to be rolled back by her subsequently. In fact, she's been having press conferences on an almost weekly basis, not just because of the political attack from the opposition, but largely because the economy itself, as numbers have shown, is under tremendous stress. Many would say also reflects, some would say it would reflect the government's willingness to listen to feedback, to listen to criticism, to listen to what companies and corporates are saying about the state of the economy, and sort of readjusting their announcements according to that. Critics, however, say that it shows that they didn't really think this through enough when they made announcements in the budget, and therefore they're having to roll back. But I think many would agree that anything at this point that can help jumpstart the economy would be very, very welcome. And given the global factors right now, the global economy slowing down, concerns about what India's growth trajectory could be in the next few months, with many economists expressing concern about India heading into a recession, if an announcement like this can help revive growth in some way, it would certainly be very welcome. At the moment, it's very clear that the Sensex and India Inc. are happy with this. We'll try and get our tax experts now later to go through the fine print and see how it actually does help companies at the end of the day.